Well, we're ready to do a review of the papers, but before we do all that, let's bring you up to speed with the latest traffic information. Throughout the rest of the day, you can get all the latest updates, especially during the rush hour periods, on traffic.com.gh. It is the main portal where we're bringing you all this latest information. This one is the Ring Road, and before you come to that bus stop intersection, it looks like it's building up slowly just in front of Paloma, the former NDC head office, and it would ultimately mean that the other side is free. So if you're coming from Circle, you're going through Kanda to Dankwa, that's the best route for you to use if you want to get to that part of the city. And then also, technology sometimes will get to fail you, but we'll see whether it's still streaming, and it looks like we just lost the feed. So we'll do a review of the newspapers, and in the meantime, please get interactive on our social media handles. We're taking a break. We'll be right back.
Squad is here for 2020. What does that mean?
Consolidated squad.
Like you're standing for president or something?
Oh, no.
And were you two deputies?
No, either we're MPP or NDC. That one, otherwise, unless maybe we're going for independent.
We are doing our way to the election.
Anyway, guys, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, all the papers are out, huh?
Yeah. Okay. All the papers are out. The government white paper on the Ayawaso West Wagon constituency, there are aspects of it too that are out. Well, we will share what we have with you this morning.
So we know the full report is out. Do we? Is the white paper out as well?
There's the white paper out, but well, government has a white paper, but we have snippets of it leaked into the press.
That's interesting. Because I think yesterday when I listened to Sam George on Top Story.
He said he didn't even have the report itself.
No, he acknowledged that the report was out, and MFA read from the report and asked him questions from it. But he said the white paper is still not out, and that the law says the white paper should have been out about a week or two ago, and yes, the time has lapsed. No, a few days ago, and the time has lapsed.
But it looks like the white paper is out.
Either way, it's not been printed, but I don't know why it can't be released. Until it's printed. I don't know the wording of the Constitution, whether it says that if it's not printed, then it's not. Anyway, I have the Ghanaian Times, the Statesman, and the Guide.
I have Dispatch, Catalyst.
The Catalyst?
Yeah, the Custodian.
Okay, I'll do the Daily Graphic.
You love you love the name. Yeah.
All right, who's going first?
It's like a bait or something.
First. All right. So the Catalyst.
I will do the Daily Graphic newspaper, really. Here we go with what's on the front page of the Graphic this morning. Report flawed. Government punches holes in Auditor-General's findings is the banner headline in the Daily Graphic newspaper. It says the government has challenged findings in the Auditor-General's report that implicated the Ministry of Finance in a $1 million contract irregularity with Kroll Associates, an asset recovery firm. According to the Minister of Information, Kojo Ponkroma, the claims made by the audit reports that the firm had paid money for work not done was factually wrong and inconsistent with the constitutional provisions that allowed for institutions cited for financial infractions to be given. So if you go to the details of it, Kojo Pon's rebuttal, if you like, he, for instance, says that the Auditor-General went to the media instead of letting the process, the lay-down process follow, which is go to Parliament and let Parliament interrogate what's contained in the reports, and then let the Finance Ministry respond accordingly. So he says, he's got issues with that, where he says, and this is a quote: in this situation, the Auditor-General went to the media and announced the findings as though it is a concluded and non-rebuttal fact. We believe that if this constitutional path had been followed, the ministry would have had the opportunity to respond and explain the issues on quotes. But then he was asked why the ministry did not respond to the audit team on the issue during the stipulated time for responses. He said the ministry was still seeking responses from the office of the senior minister, Yao Safo Mafo, which executed the contract, But the Auditor General went ahead to draw conclusions. And that's what the Auditor General does. Can't wait forever for a response.
This is unbelievable.
Within a certain
So they are saying that if the Auditor General had gone to Parliament, then they would have gone to respond at Parliament.
That would be
then
like
clearly they don't even get. Yes, but that means they don't even get how an audit works. They wanted to go and respond at Parliament. You see, and this is the government. Yay. So, okay, let's be real. The Auditor General's department is part of government too. It's part of government.
Yes.
It has a role to check how government follows procedures when it comes to the use of money. And the procedure is very straight. When they come to you, they ask you questions, they give you a period of time within which to respond. If you fail to respond within that period, that means you have no response. That is actually a legal, interpretation of you failing to respond during the time. And this Auditor General in particular gives far more time than the law says. You remember when he did the audit on the this government called questionable contracts when they came into office. He gave the MMDAs and the individuals responsible over double the time that they were supposed to respond extra. So if they were supposed to respond in 3 months, he gave some of them 9 months, some of them a year before he came out with the report. So he gives ample time. If you fail to respond, you can't then come and stand at a press conference and claim that you were treated unfairly. There's a procedure. You're supposed to respond at a certain time. You fail to do so. Like Mamabi said, that's how the audit works. You respond during a certain time. If you can't,
he'll draw his conclusions. That's what it is. And in this case, that's what he's done. So we'll see how this goes, but the full details of this is in the Daily Graphic newspaper. Still on the front page of the paper, though, Voters Register exhibition extension fails to improve patronage. I want to throw this to you, the two of you. Did you bother to check the register, or have you checked?
I think that...
yes or no?
No, I have not. Because on hindsight, there doesn't seem to be the publicity that usually should have been accompanying an exercise like this, as you would have seen previously.
But did you ever... have you spotted any of them? Like
no. That's why I'm saying that I need to know which center.
Hey, Roland,
I don't know.
If you pay attention to it, you would know.
Because I'm in the media, ideally I'm supposed to. But what?
No, because you're a citizen.
Okay.
Kojo, have you checked? You know the exercise ends tomorrow. There was an extension to this.
I have not.
You have not.
I have not, but I have a very different reason for not checking.
I just feel that 2020 is not attracted to me. You know, like, I don't know, if my name is not in the register, like, who
You
cares?
don't mind? I think
it's almost the kind of feeling that I have.
I think that's a very unfair comment to make.
No. Is it because of what most people are saying?
Okay, so that is how I feel. You think it is unfair?
Yes, because you see, you sit on TV and you're supposed to encourage people. So if you say it's not...
I'm a citizen.
You know what
you see? You haven't even checked.
I haven't checked because I haven't heard the buzz around it.
Okay, so you want to hear the buzz around it before you check?
Yeah, because the buzz tends to give me reminders.
You want peer pressure.
How many times haven't you read that register is open, register is open?
I don't think I've read many times the subject.
To be fair, I don't think I saw it either. It's when they extended it that I heard.
So I'm not alone.
Okay, so this
only you have been seeing it. Which of the papers?
This is coming out. Oh, Roland, gee.
Because we all reviewed the newspaper.
But I'm interested in why you are not so bothered.
I went for a democracy. You know, September is Democracy Month for the CDD, where they have series of activities. One of the things that we talked about this week, is Ghana's democracy, whether or not it's working. If it is not, what we have to work on. And there were various people shared their views. One of the things that one of the key discussants said was just what I said. She said, I'm not voting in 2020. And when she said that, a lot of people were, and then people started, yeah. And then I picked the mic and I said, I'm not voting in 2020. And you see what he said.
You repeated the same thing you are saying.
And then you see what he said.
That's not fair.
And then he said, okay, not fair. Then people said, I'm also not voting in 2020. There are a good number of people who say they're not voting in 2020.
Why aren't you voting, Mama?
Do you know why? Do you know why? But don't ask me that question. You've already said it.
But you are saying something.
It's my opinion. It's my opinion, and I'm a citizen of Ghana.
Yeah, so why?
Do you know why? Because, you know, like, we just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with issues, and you want to see that you're going somewhere, but you really don't know where you're going.
It's because you can't state your reason.
It's become
on live TV.
Unattractive. and this is it. And I think that is good that we're talking about it, because there's a lot of time to do sensitization and to get people. And one of the things that Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh said, the alternative is not good. You know, the only thing you have is a voice, and you have to use it.
So let me ask this question. I'm going to ask you directly. Is it because you don't really think any of the options in 2020 is worth your vote?
I don't even know what the options are.
Oh, well, it's NPP and it's Kufuor and Mahama, and then whomever is representing the other parties who historically haven't really done well in the elections.
I think it's simply, and then if you, this is my view plus what I heard other people say, I think it's just the whole idea of democracy and how we play it out in this part of our world. And how we don't seem, I mean, we don't seem to be making progress. Because listen, you can be so upset about a lot of things. I'm so upset about these 4 girls from Takrade. I'm upset when I heard the news again on the BBC this morning, and the chronology of events and how it has even been reported outside our country. I mean, I felt really sad. You get what I mean? And it's just the whole, like, I come and sit here every day, like, please, review the stories that you have. Review.
So let me ask this, so we can wrap up on this matter.
Democracy review.
Okay, or let me just express my wish.
We should bring a democratic conversation on the show. I think it would be nice.
I think it would be good.
Personally, do you know what I wish? We have how many months to the next election? Like some 15 months to the next election. I wish with all my heart that somebody would come along.
Less than that.
Okay. I wish somebody would come along and do to the NDC and MPP what Burna Boy has done to Davido and Wizkid. I wish somebody would come along and just demonstrate that.
I think we know what he means by
that. And that there is someone with the ability, and I don't care who, I just need somebody to come and show that I am an alternative, so that we can broaden the conversation. Because you see, these two, they have the whole nation. They've taken us for ransom. Okay, we are a captive audience. They know that they have split the electorate between the two of them, and so nobody is even motivated to do better than they've done in the past. They're only motivated to say they will, but not to actually do it. And if only a Burna Boy would come along.
It gets tiring, doesn't it? I think, and that's maybe the corner that I find myself, where I find myself. It just gets very tiring. And listen, they're good. When you say it off air, there are people who say it along with you. It's probably because I am on air, so it looks like I'm standing alone, but that's okay. Let's do one more headline. There's another headline on the front page of the paper. It says families are free to seek second opinion on DNA results, according to the IGP, because, you know, some of the families are disputing the results as the police put it out in their press conference. But the acting IGP, James Opon-Buenu, says the police administration will not object to an independent DNA test on the skeletal remains found in a suspect in Takrade in the Western region. He said the police could not prevent the families from seeking a second opinion on the DNA test conducted by doctors. And he says a lot more in this conversation with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Let's see. Center spread. Statistical Service releases rebased consumer price index. August inflation is 7.8%. Vodafone underscores critical role of women in business. CBG to facilitate business between Ghana and Singapore. Back page, locals take over Koforidua affordable housing. It's been abandoned for 10 years. See what I've been saying? See what I've been saying? Now we show the picture on the back page of the paper. It shows portions of the abandoned affordable housing projects. have no roof. Let me show. See, that's it. See? See? Two University of Education Winneba campuses merge into one, two new universities, also another story. But this is the focus for me. Locals take over Koforidua affordable housing. It's been abandoned for 10 years. This is 2019. So this was what, 2011?
Yeah, this one was started by the Kufuor administration.
Yeah. Listen,
so they tried,
I can tell you for a fact.
When NDC came in the second time, they tried to do something about it, but they never.
So I can tell you, if there's a change, whatever this administration started, it will be hanging.
Because the old ones are hanging.
Yeah.
So can I remind us all of something? It's written quite clearly in our laws. If you embark upon a project, if you sign a contract with an organization to provide anything, build a house, provide affordable housing, whatever, knowing fully well that you can't afford to finish it. If you start it, knowing you don't have the money to finish it, and at some point it gets abandoned because you can't fund it, you've caused financial loss to the state. You have locked up our resources in a project that you can't complete. That's causing financial loss to the state. If you come along as a new administration and then you end a properly entered contract with contractors who are building a project for the nation, you come and end it without proper legal basis. And that project, even if they don't sue us, the fact that the project becomes abandoned, it is a loss of money. So if you didn't have a good reason for doing it, even if the contractor didn't sue us, you have still caused financial loss to the state. But we don't have time. I just wanted to remind us of that. All right, let's look at some headlines in the Ghanaian Times. Let me do that real quick. Front page: terrorist attacks in West Africa. 11,400 die in 4 years. Thousands injured, millions displaced. Did you have one more paper to do?
No, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Ghana to ban single-use plastics. Controller and Accountant General's Department committed to addressing unsolicited text messages. Finance Ministry to challenge Auditor-General over Kroll and Associates $1 million payment. They should find better things to do with their time. And on the back page, Sefiri also to be hub for Ghana's cocoa processing. Also, NCCE launches campaign on district level election and referendum. That Sefiri also project is under the auspices of the Chinese government. They will be taking most of the cocoa processed there. All right, Daily Statesman next. Banner headline: give power to the grassroots. Ochehene champions through decentralization. Otumfuo was right about Mahama, says Legon Don. Ayawaso West Wogon report gazetted. Okay, it's gazetted. And on the back page, Fernando Rickson, ex-Rangers player, dies at the age of 43 after a motor neuron disease fight. What a pity. Abege will start scoring soon, according to Yetil Zachariason. And, well, Daily Guide. Takrady girls disclose DNA report. Takrady girls disclose DNA report. I think that's how the headline is going. Details on page 3. Second suspect in Otumfuo's chief murder detained. 5 Yemenis arrested over breaches. PPA boss wants public hearing. Okay. Don't discourage education. That's according to the minister. And Okaikwe South MP outdoors self-made road machines. Interesting. On the back page of the Daily Guide this morning, Europa League hits Star Times. I deserve more Ballon d'Ors. Guess who is saying that? Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo. Over 100 golfers gear up for Ghana-China Open, and Far Rangers reinstated in DOL. Also, NSA opens Ghana-Burkina accreditation, and that's it from my 3 papers.
Let's do the dispatch quickly. The catalyst is not available. I can find my mom has a quick state away. So I'll continue with
the catalyst.
Yeah.
We need to have a segment on why we feel people are apathetic for 2020.
We will have that next week.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah. The Daily Dispatch, Mohammed's preparation to concede. Tears galore and Konedo celebrating in a nightclub. Haruna Arte's eyewitness account. Move to sell MPP chairman's assets halted. Bishop Ajanosari on advising people where to invest. The story is on page 5 of the newspaper, the Daily Dispatch. And Ghanaian word, tria, now in Oxford Dictionary. Had been in...
Who said tria?
For some time. Let me do the last one. The Custodian has on the front page, stop attacks on the tomb for government, tells the NDC. Government challenges Auditor-General's report on $1 million paid to Crowe and Associates of the UK. Now, other stories beside the main headline. Tardy girls, families speak. CID boss did what a mother could do for us. They told you that, could you?
No.
Okay. Suspended PPA boss demands public hearing. I think that'll be good. He needs to clear himself. Yeah. He's written to Shraj in a 13-page.
But he's going through a certain process already, isn't he?
Yeah, but in his response to Shraj, he says that he would want his...
a public hearing.
Yeah. Okay. Eastern Region Traditional Authorities endorse MPA's CRM, Customer Relation Management System.
Shraj historically doesn't do that, do they?
No, I think we did with the...
They do it in camera.
Did we do with the Richard Anane case?
No, but even the Richard Anane was not public.
Wasn't public hearing. Yeah. All right, let's finish off with the Business Finder. 20 firms make losses on GSE. That's the Ghana Stock Exchange. That is the banner headline. Payment to Crowe and Associates was backed by contractual agreements. According to the information minister, inflation drops to 7.8% after rebasing. So that conversation that I am promoting that we have, making democracy work for the people. That was the main, the CDD conversation on September 16. We'll see how we can have it here.
Yeah. What we do,
and be free. Let's do myjournline.com before we go. Okay. Cost of acquiring land, others preventing us from targeting vulnerable in housing needs. That's according to an expert. And it's still countdown to our Habitat Fair this Friday. Today's Thursday. It's just tomorrow. Ghanaians urged to consume fried fish moderately.
Ooh, look at those spring onions.
Because of the oil, I guess.
Mamacita.
NCCE EC launched campaign to educate public on referendum. Haruna Atta writes, eyewitness. It would be interesting. Yesterday I wanted to read it. Could read it today. And Common Memorial Day, September 21, declared a public holiday. Even before this, we knew people had decided not to work. Yes, so it will go forward. I mean, you know, Monday.
It's a public holiday.
Oh, and then there's a third one. Police have opened an inquest docket after a woman died on board a British Airways flight to Johannesburg from Cape Town on Wednesday. SWAT operative who slapped Sam George must be prosecuted, according to the Short Commission. Would it be a reality or it would remain?
Sam George says there was another suspect.
Prime suspect in murder of Asantehene sub-chief transferred to Kumasi. All right. Log on to myjournline.com.
The prime suspect was wearing a Liverpool jersey. Is that a Liverpool jersey?
Yeah. Is that Leicester or something like that?
No,
it's a jersey.
Oh, okay. All right. Does it even matter? Okay, so stay with us.
Well, to me, I'm a Chelsea fan, so to have a...
We've got sports coming your way.
Play for the
Champions
team,
League, Real Madrid, are they suffering or not? Well, we've got details in sports. Stay with us.